Welcome back to another yoga class with me. I'm Lauren. Thank you for joining this video. Get yourself cozy, get your mat ready, and we'll meet on the mat. We're going to meet in a comfortable position, cross-legged if it's accessible to you. Place your hands on the tops of your thighs, and in your own time, close down your eyes and just begin to focus on the present moment and bring your main concentration to the room and the area that you're in. Focusing on your breathing here, allowing your breath to slow down, taking deep inhales through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Take these first few moments within the class to really allow your mind to slow down, to send your thoughts quickly out of your head as fast as they come in. You may set a small intention for yourself for the day or for this class, what you would like to get out of it. And then gently blink open your eyes. Begin soft shoulder rolls. So sweep your shoulders all the way up to your ears and roll them down your back. In your own time, repeating 2 or 3 times, creating that space. Using your breath, inhale to lift your shoulders and exhale, release. Once you've completed 3 one way, you can repeat them the other way. So you're creating full circles. Using your breath here, not holding any tension. On your next inhale, bringing your shoulders back to a neutral position. And then sending your gaze right and over to the left, releasing any tension in the neck, allowing your head to fall side to side. And just feeling a nice stretch in those neck muscles. And once again, inhale, bring your neck back on top to sit on top of your spine. Allow yourself to grow long as if there's a string lifting you from the crown of your head. Exhale to release your hands. Send your arms straight out in front of you and take some nice circles with the wrists. 2 or 3 one way and then rotating in the other direction. Inhale to drop your wrists back down and then exhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, lifting your gaze slightly here, and then exhale to drop your right hand down beside you, allowing your left arm to reach over the right side and breathing into a nice stretch all down the left side body. Exhale to bring your right arm back up and sending it over the left side, walking your left fingertips out and stretching through the right side body. Coming back up through neutral here, inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale to slowly drop the hands, walk the fingertips out in front of you and allow your upper body to fold over your legs. Sending your breath all down through your back muscles here and really creating a nice space throughout your body. Take a nice big inhale here to slowly walk yourself back up to a seated position, releasing your legs and swinging them around to become in front of you on the mat so you're sitting on your glutes. Placing your hands on the back of your thighs with a nice bend in your knees and really straightening up through your spine. Exhale to curve your spine here, really rotate your chin down to your chest. And then inhale to push forward, gaze up, arching through your back for some seated cat-cows. Repeating this twice more in your own time, using that breath. Inhale, gaze up, opening the chest. And exhale, fold, curving the spine. And on your next exhale, bringing yourself back through neutral. Coming back into that position we started in, bending, keep a nice bend in the knees, and exhale, extend the arms out, scooping in your belly as we move through our ab series. Inhale to lift the knees off to a tabletop position, and exhale, tap one foot down to the mat, bring it back up, and tap the other. In your own time, we'll repeat this 6 more times, using your breath and your core to really stabilize. And then we're going to bring our feet together, dropping both toes down to the mat, and exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, tap your toes. Exhale, release. 2 more times, using your core. And then exhale, hugging in your knees. Before releasing and repeating this series 1 more time. So exhale, bring your toes back out to tabletop. Inhale, tap 1 foot down, bring it back up and tap the other. Really scooping in your core here. Repeat 2 more toe taps, singles, before bringing our feet together and tapping both toes down. Exhale, back to tabletop. Inhale, tap, exhale, lift. Final one here, and then inhale, hug your knees into your body. Exhale, this time to extend our legs out long if that's accessible to you. If not, keep a nice bend in the knees. We're going to extend long, leaning back into a nice V shape, and then exhale, bring our knees in once again. Inhale, extend, exhale to tuck. Repeating this nice and slowly, working on your balance, keeping a strong focus in front of you if that helps your balance, and really using your breath. Exhale, extend, and inhale, squeeze your knees in. Holding it here for a moment. If you'd like to lift your arms over your head for a further challenge, before bringing your knees in once again, giving them a nice hug, a nice release, and then slowly find your way, bringing your back all the way down to the mat, hugging your knees into your chest and just rocking side to side, releasing those lower back muscles, creating circles with the knees in your own time, whatever feels nice for your body here. Coming through a spinal twist. Next, you're going to keep your left knee into your chest, extend your right leg out, and then allow your left knee to fall over the right side body, sending your gaze over your left shoulder. With every inhale here, feel your spine lengthen, and then exhale, feel a further twist. Inhale to bring both knees slowly back into your chest here before swapping over. So your left leg extends out long, right knee sends over to the left hand side, and then your gaze is over your right shoulder. Really using your breath here. Exhale to bring your knees back into your chest. Give them one nice big hug before rocking forward and back, allowing the momentum to bring you up to a seated position. Once you're at the top of your mat, swing your legs behind you, and then we're going to meet in a tabletop position. However is most comfortable for you to get there. Find your position, tuck your toes, send your hips back to your heels, and then we're going to push our hips high to the sky for our first downward dog. Allowing your body to loosen out here, pedaling the heels, really using deep breaths in your own time, whatever your body needs here. Really keeping a generous bend in the knees. As you move through pedaling the heels, alternating feet, on your next inhale, push both heels all the way down to the mat, then ground into the left leg and release the right leg high to the ceiling for three-legged dog. Keeping the leg in the air and just bending that right knee over, really opening the hip here, sending the breath to that hip. And then exhaling, bending into the knee and sending that right knee all the way up into the chest, finding your upper body in plank, holding for a second before exhaling and releasing that foot, stepping it up between the hands, gazing forward, opening the chest for your runner's lunge. Kick off your left leg and step it up to the top of your mat, meeting you in a forward fold, clasping the elbows, sweeping side to side, creating space in the shoulder blades and the back. And then inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead, bringing yourself to a standing position. Exhale for a slight back bend and inhale for a forward fold. Plant the palms on the mat here, step the left foot back. And then step the right foot back to meet it, bringing yourself into a plank position. Breathing here, and as you exhale, tuck the elbows tightly into the body, lower to your chaturanga, and then all the way to the mat. Push yourself up for a light baby cobra. And exhale, release chest to the mat. Tucking the toes, pushing up through your power plank, and then sending the hips high to the sky for your downward dog. Taking a nice deep inhale in downward dog, grounding into the right leg this time and releasing the left leg high for a three-legged dog. Keeping the leg in the air and just bending into that knee, opening the hip, creating space in the hip. Exhale to extend the leg once again, and then bend the knee, sweep it all the way into the chest. Hovering for a moment, using that core as the upper body is in plank, and then exhaling to release, stepping the foot up to your low lunge. And then bending into that right knee, kicking it up to meet the left at the top of the mat. Inhale to sweep the arms up and overhead, lifting the gaze slightly as well. Before exhaling, releasing back down to your forward fold. Plant the palms on the mat here and hop back into your plank or step it back. Holding strong in your high plank, and then kicking the hips high for downward dog. While in downward dog here, with both feet in downward dog, you're going to release the left arm to sweep it under and clasp the outside of your right leg, coming into an upside down twist, aiming for your gaze to reach up to the sky. And then exhale, release, place the left hand back, and then release the right arm to grasp onto the other side of your left leg. Using your breath to further that twist. And then exhale, release, place your right arm back, finding yourself in downward dog. Exhale to drop the knees here as wide as your yoga mat. Untuck the toes and push your hips back onto your heels, taking a nice moment for a full breath cycle in child's pose. As you exhale, feel the space open in the lower back muscles. Inhaling, pushing yourself back up to your tabletop position, tucking the toes, and then stepping slowly up to the top of your mat into your forward fold and rolling up to standing vertebrae by vertebrae, taking your time here. Your head is the last thing to lift and readjusting yourself in a standing position. Strong gaze forward, really reaching long through your spine. Inhale to bend the knees, sweep the arms up and overhead, bringing the palms together, lifting out the hips for a slight back bend. Before exhaling, sending it forward for your forward fold. Generous bend in the knees here, lifting halfway as fingertips come to the shins for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, step the right foot back, and then step the left foot back, finding yourself in a plank position. Strong through the core, tucking the elbows tight into the body and lowering with control to the mat in your chaturanga, sweeping for upward dog. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Grounding into the left leg here as you sweep the right leg high for three-legged dog. Really point the toes to the ceiling. And then exhale, bend into that knee, bring the knee into the chest, and you're going to hover it here using your core. And then exhale, sweep the leg high, three-legged dog. Inhale, bend the knee once again, bring the knee this time to the left elbow for a slight twist. Exhale, lift, three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, bring right knee to right elbow. Really using the core here, strong through the arms. And exhale, last time, kick it up for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, sweep it up into the chest. And then exhale, release the foot up to the top of the mat, stepping it in between the hands. Strong gaze forward. Engage your inner thighs to sweep your arms up and overhead, coming into your crescent lunge. Creating a 90-degree angle in the front leg. And then using your core to come through a twist. So your right arm is going to come behind you. Your gaze over your right side and your left arm comes to the front. Twisting over your right leg by staying tall. Really nice. From here, your left hand's going to plant down to come on the inside of your foot, sending it down for an easy twist so your right fingertips are splayed up towards the ceiling. Dropping that back knee and kicking the foot up to grab with the hand, coming into a nice thigh stretch. Exhale to release, windmill the arms back down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off, and then step it back for your high plank. Moving through your vinyasa here. Lowering the knees, chest inch into the mat with control. Lifting the chest for baby cobra. And exhale, sending it down once again, tucking the toes and sending the hips high for a downward dog. Taking one deep breath in downward dog before we repeat the series on the other side. Ground into the right foot, swing the left leg high for a three-legged dog. Bend into that knee and sweep the knee up into the chest, really using your core. Exhale for three-legged dog. Inhale, left knee comes to right elbow. Inhale, up to the ceiling, really extend through that leg. And then the last time, left knee to left elbow before extending for three-legged dog, stretching through the hip. Exhale, knee comes all the way into the chest before stepping it up in between the hands. Strong gaze forward, opening the heart. Taking in all the energy, engaging into your inner thighs before sweeping your arms up and overhead, coming into your crescent lunge, lowering slightly into the front leg if you can, and then moving through your twist. So right arm comes forward, left arm sweeps behind, and sending your upper body into a slight spinal twist over the left hand side. Really nice holding here, using your breath, and then lowering your right hand down to the inside of your left foot, sweeping your left fingertips up for a spinal twist. Dropping that back knee, and if you can, reaching back to grab that foot and pulling it towards your glutes for a thigh stretch. Exhale to release the foot, sweep the arms back around to frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lift the knee off, and step the left foot back to meet the right in your high plank. Holding strongly through the plank before lowering to your chaturanga, lifting for up dog, and exhale, sending the hips high once again for downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting that right leg up to the ceiling once again, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee and sweep it up into the chest, and step the foot up in between the hands for your runner's lunge. Bringing yourself back into your crescent lunge, lifting the hands up and overhead. Inhale to extend everything, extend the legs long, and then exhale, cactus the arms, bend into that knee, and exhale, extend the arms once again. Inhale from here, further balance challenge, peel off the front heel, so come onto your front tippy toes, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the front heel, and exhale, lower. Just testing the balance. You're more than welcome to stay in crescent lunge here and just hold the pose, as this is really tricky for the balance. And then slowly with control, lower the back knee, sweep the arms up and overhead, come through a slight back bend, and then exhale, find your lizard pose. So you're going to heel toe the front foot out to create some space, bringing either the hands both on the inside of that foot, or if you want to bring your elbows down to the mat and just really stretch into those hips. Exhaling through lizard pose, and then on your inhale, come back up onto your hands, tuck your back toe and lift off your knee, and then you're going to swap your legs. So step your right foot back and then bend into your left knee, bring it up onto the outside of your mat. Once again, exhale, swap again. So step your left foot back, bend into your right knee, bring it up. And then one more time. So this time your left knee is forward on the outside of your mat. Inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead, coming into a crescent lunge on the opposite side. Finding your point of focus now that you know what's coming on this side. So inhale, extend both legs long, and as you exhale, cactus the arms, bend deeply into that front knee. Gather your balance, find that point of focus, and exhale, lift off the front heel. Inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. And then we'll repeat just one more time. Inhale, extend the arms up and overhead once more. Gently with control, lower the back knee. Heel toe the front foot out to create space for your hips. With your arms overhead, reaching back for a slight back bend. Before coming forward, either placing your hands, both hands on the inside of that front foot, or if you want to come down onto your elbows for a lizard pose, whichever is most comfortable for you. And then just breathing into that stretch, feeling a lovely opening in the hips. Exhaling, coming back onto the hands, tucking those back toes, and sending it all the way back, sending your knees as wide as your yoga mat and pushing your hips back for a well-deserved child's pose. Just Laying your arms out long in front of you and just breathing into those back muscles, creating space in your back and all your muscles throughout every breath that you send through your body. Allowing yourself to really enjoy this time in your child's pose and bringing your breath back to a nice steady rhythm. Inhale to walk your fingertips back into your body, so coming up to a seated position. Tuck the back toes and allow your heels to fall down to the mat as you roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to a nice standing position. Really slowly and in your own time here. The shoulders and the head is the last thing to come up, stacking nicely on top of each other, readjusting your spine. Inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead. And exhale to lower for a forward fold and walk your body forward, where we'll meet in a nice high plank. Tucking the elbows in, lowering through chaturanga, coming into our upward dog, and then exhale, hips to the sky, coming back to our nice downward dog. Rippling through a fluid movement here, so we're not there for long. Ripple the upper body into plank. Bend the knees, send the hips back, and a high once again downward dog. Exhale to kick the right leg for a three-legged dog. Bend the knee and sweep it up into the chest, stepping the foot up to come back to your low runner's lunge. Before pivoting on the back foot and sweeping arms off and overhead, coming into our warrior one. Lowering the shoulders away from the ears. As you drop the hands behind you, opening the chest, interlocking the fingers, strong through the legs. As you exhale to lower the chest forward, bringing your right shoulder and the inside of your right thigh for our humbled warrior pose, allowing the weight of your hands to just fall over your body behind you. Let gravity do the work here. You can stay here in your humbled warrior, or if a bind is in your practice, you can go ahead and reach for your bind, reach underneath that right thigh and sweep the left arm around to grab the hand. Inhaling here, feeling the burn in the legs, strong through the legs. And exhale to slowly with control release your hands down to the mat to frame the front foot, pivot on the back foot. Strong gaze forward. Before stepping your back foot up to meet the top of the mat, meeting in a forward fold. Exhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, bringing yourself to a standing position. And inhale, forward fold. Fingertips come to the shins, lifting for a flat back and a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to step the right foot back to eventually come through to warrior one on the other side. So you're pivoting on the back foot, dropping the back heel, engaging your inner thighs to sweep your arms up and overhead, lifting that upper body to a nice strong warrior one position. Opening the chest, inviting all that energy, and then dropping the hands back behind you, interlacing the fingers, pushing the finger blades away from your body, feeling a nice stretch through the chest before exhaling and lowering the body with control. So left shoulder comes inside your left thigh this time. Dropping the head down completely and relaxing any tension in the neck, allowing the arms to fall over with the weight of gravity. And again, if you practiced a bind on the other side, you can continue your bind on this side, or just continue holding your pose nice and strong in humbled warrior. Using your breath here, strong inhales. And exhale slowly with control, release the hands, plant them on either side of the front foot and pivot off the back foot. Inhale to step the front foot back this time and just go straight into your downward dog, pushing your hips high for a nice release. Nice deep inhale in downward dogs. You sweep the left leg up to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and sweep it all the way into the chest, stepping it up once again, coming through our runner's lunge, and then kicking the back right leg off to meet it, coming into our forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up to bring yourself to standing. And exhale, dropping the hands down by your side, releasing the body, giving everything a little shake out before readjusting, coming through our next pose. Grounding into the left leg as you kick the right leg up, bring the knee into the chest, point through the toes for stability, bend the knee back, and take a leap of faith and step back into a nice lunge. Bring your hands to the hips for stability before dropping them and sweeping them off overhead. Once again, interlocking those fingers behind you, opening the chest. And eventually lowering the upper body again, coming into our humbled warrior. This is a bit more of a challenge for your balance as we're keeping the back heel off this time, but it's always available to drop that back heel for a bit more stability. But if you've gone with keeping your back heel off, just really using your balance and finding a point of focus on the ground to help you with that concentration. Exhale to slowly with control release the arms, plant them back down to the mat and step the front foot back, lowering through your chaturanga, moving through a vinyasa. Inhale for up dog and exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale through your downward dog. As you send your gaze forward to the top of the mat, take baby steps up to the mat as we'll meet in a forward fold. And vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to come up to a standing position. Continuing this series on the other side, grounding into your right leg and peeling your left knee into the chest, finding stability as you bend into both legs slightly and step the left foot back, taking a leap of faith, allowing yourself to wobble and finding yourself in that crescent lunge to sweep your arms up and overhead, dropping your hands behind you, interlacing your fingers. Again, keeping your back heel off here, or if you want to pivot it back into your warrior one for more stability, whichever is in your practice, as you exhale and lower the body forward into your humbled warrior once again. Allowing to feel a nice stretch in the shoulders as the weight of gravity pulls your arms down overhead. Breathing here before exhaling, planting the hands down onto the mat and then stepping your right foot back, coming into your high plank, skipping your vinyasa here and just sending your hips high for downward dog. Bending the knees as wide as the yoga mat and pushing your hips back to the heels for a nice well-deserved break in your child's pose. Exhale in child's pose to lift yourself back up onto your knees, tuck your toes and push your hips high for a downward dog. Inhale to send your gaze forward and take baby steps to the top of your mat, meeting in a forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead to bring yourself to standing. And here in standing, drop your arms by your side and just gather your feet together. So stand really close together, really tall in alignment. And then spreading your arms all the way up by your ears. Once again, sitting your hips back, finding your Utkatasana chair pose position. Really send the weight into your heels, sending your hips all the way back, joining your hands together and sending them in prayer to sit in front of your heart center, using your breath here as you feel the thighs fire up. Once more, extend your arms out long by your ears and then exhale, fold over into forward fold, releasing the legs. Fingertips come to shins, raising your body halfway for a flat back and exhale, forward fold. Sending your weight back into your heels here, dropping your hips down as you sweep your arms up and overhead by your ears, finding your chair pose from forward fold. And when you're nice comfortably back in chair pose, see can you lower 1 inch lower to the mat, using your breath here as the legs really fire up. And then on your next exhale, come to standing, keeping your arms by your ears, grounding into your left foot and peeling your right toes off, bringing your knee into your chest, and then keeping that bend to send your right leg all the way back behind you. At the same time, your lower body is going to come forward and extend that right leg behind you, coming into our warrior 3 pose. Balancing completely on your left leg here. You can keep a nice bend in the supporting leg to help your balance. And then exhale, bring it back in, knee comes into chest, upper body stands up tall. Keeping your left arm extended, you're going to drop your right arm down to clasp your right foot, tucking in the core here as we gently lean forward, coming into our dancer pose. So you're going to kick pressure into that right hand with the right foot while the upper body leans forward. Really gently, always trying to lift that leg a bit higher and lower that arm. Exhale, come back to standing. Shake it all out, come back to a neutral position. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. And we'll meet back on top of the mat. Feet together, readjusting yourself, checking in with your posture. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms here and step it back for a plank in your own time, moving through your vinyasa, either your chaturanga or drop the knees, chest and chin, lifting for your baby cobra or up dog, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Deep breaths here in downward dog. Look forward to your mat and then step slowly up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips come to shins, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead, and exhale, lower them back by your sides. We'll move through this series on the other side, so grounding into your right foot, lifting your left knee into your chest, arms overhead, and exhale to extend. So the left knee comes behind you, extending the left leg out long while the upper body leans forward. Really strong in the back, keeping a nice neutral spine, straight neck, so your gaze is just over your front toes. And inhale to come back into center. Bring the knee into the chest for one final balance. If you need to drop the knee and readjust here, do so, but if you can keep the left foot off, you're going to clasp your left foot with your left hand, really extend from the right arm, and then leaning forward into your dancer's pose, kicking pressure into that left hand all the time. Find that point of focus in front of you, testing your balance. Inhaling. And then exhaling, slowly coming back to center in your own time. Fall out of it if you need to. Once again, give it a little shake. Release any frustration you may have built up. And just pedal the feet. Coming back onto the top of your mat in a standing position. You're going to step your right foot back, allowing yourself to stand into a wide stance in the middle of your mat. Still engaging your core, tucking the pelvis and rolling the shoulders. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, and exhale to fold over the legs. Keeping a generous bend in the knees here if you need. Releasing the hips to swing side to side. Shaking the head yes and no, and not gripping any tension in the neck. As you sway in this position, sway over the right leg and then just bend into both knees. Allow yourself to come to a seated position. And in your own time, scoot down your mat. Keep a nice generous bend in the knees. We'll meet seated halfway down your mat and extending your arms out in front of you, lifting up tall from the spine and rolling down all the way to your mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, using your core here for control. And once you get fully flat to the mat, extend your legs long, extend your arms over your head and give yourself a nice full body stretch, pointing the feet away, extending the arms away. And then exhale, release everything, hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side to release your lower back muscles. Really use this nice massage here. Inhale to lift your forehead all the way to your knees, so really hugging your body in, making yourself really small. And exhale to extend out long. Finding a nice Savasana pose for yourself here. So I personally am going to bring my soles of my feet together, coming into a light frog pose. And if it's more comfortable for you to keep your legs out straight, that's always accessible. And then in your own time, allow the palms of your hands to meet your lower belly. Keeping a nice connection here to the breath while you close down your eyes and allow your body to rest and soften into the mat. Really feel the weight of your body relax here as we take 2 minutes to bring our body back to neutral and our breath back to its natural rhythm. Feeling the body completely relax and soften here. Take one final inhale. And on your next exhale, begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Straighten the legs out long if you had the soles of the feet together. And inhale to reach the arms up and overhead. Stretch out through the legs. And then bringing your knees into your chest, rocking up to a seated position, or else coming through that fetal pose, and we'll meet in a comfortable cross-legged position. on your mat whenever you're ready. Closing down your eyes here, find the palms of your hands to meet at the tops of your thighs. And taking one final moment before you continue with your day or your evening to close down the practice. Open your eyes gently. Inhale to sweep your arms up and overhead once more. We'll reset now with the small side stretch. So plant your right hand down to the mat. Inhale to sweep your left arm over. Exhale to fall forward, rounding through your spine to come over to the other side, walking your left fingertips over to the left, and then your right hand sweeps up and over, feeling a nice side body stretch. Last time, rounding through the spine, allow your head to hang long and heavy, and then from here peeling your neck back up on top, so really stacking your head back on top of the spine mindfully. Hands to come together in prayer, and bowing your head, just take up this moment again to thank you, and thank you for showing up to the class, and I hope to see you again. Thank you.